Yes, it has.
Okay. Oh, okay.
I have confirmed it. All right. Chat room, here we go. It's time, and it begins in... Move it over here. Stick it over there. 3, 2, 1.
Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
I got peanut butter and chocolate cheesecake from Cheesecake Factory. Yay!
We can't date, you're too oily. This is the morning stream.
Welcome back to the program, everybody. This is the morning stream for Thursday, June 13th, 2019. That's Brian Ibbett over there. Hi, Brian.
It is, and I am. Hello, and
Hi.
you are.
I am Scott Johnson over here. That's what I am.
Oh, yes.
I'm
you
wearing
are.
a shirt that's bad for video because it makes the screen all flickery.
It's Moray Pattern City, but at least look at you, button-up shirt. You clean up nice,
Yeah.
Scott Johnson, with an Unreal Tournament logo shirt underneath it.
That's right, a little Unreal. Some fan gave me this, I don't remember who, but whoever that was, thanks. It fits, it's nice.
It's an Unreal shirt, Scott. That shirt is unreal.
It's pretty unreal. Also, I'll tell you what's unreal. We had a struggle yesterday. We had a fight against the world yesterday.
Oh, no. Okay.
And the fight became a fight against man and his technology because
okay. Yeah.
we have air conditioners, in this world. That's the thing people have now. I assume you have one. We have one.
We have one, yes.
Yeah, everyone's got some kind of something. If you're in an area that gets hot in the summer, you need to have some sort of way of keeping things cool. Some people have a swamp cooler. Sure. That's fine, whatever. Mm-hmm. But we have a central air thing.
Never liked that term, by the way.
Swamp cooler? I know, it's bad.
Swamp cooler, yeah.
Yeah, because you're basically, it's literally like a swampy mess inside that machine that's creating somehow cool air. And then when you don't have enough water in it, it smells like a swamp. It's bad.
Yeah, it's just a swamp. I'm cooling the swamp. Yeah. Turn on the swamp cooler, honey.
I don't like it either. Yeah. I had one of those growing up, and it was awful. But anyway.
Yes.
So we have this AC thing. We've been in the house for I don't know how long. Things have been okay. I think we had one time or last year, the what was it called? Compressor or alternator or some thing pooped out and quit working. And so we had to replace it and have a guy come out and look at it. And I thought maybe this was going to happen this time because we couldn't get the AC to turn on at all for the last 4 days. And it's starting to warm up.
Yeah. It happened while Kim was out, right? Because remember you were you were trying to figure the whole thing out, and yeah.
So she came home and she goes, she looks at me and I say, "Hey, honey, I can't get any of this to work. This is this and this and this." And she goes, "Well, I don't know either," she said.
And we were giving you such a hard time, acting like it was a dumb husband doesn't know how to operate the thing that the wife knows how to do, all that stuff.
I just thought maybe she knew about some magic switch because it wasn't even seeming to get power. It just wouldn't turn on. And then the weather was okay, though, last week, and it was fine that we didn't have it yet. But, it's up to like 85 today. It's going to get warm. And we thought, well, we probably ought to have that AC going. So let's see if we can figure this out. So yesterday, her brother-in-law came over, Steve, listener of the show. And Steve knows how to fix and do everything. He's the guy you want when the zombies come. I promise you, that's the guy you want.
He's the handyman. Yep.
Yeah,
he'll be able to create a nice wooden box to stick Michael Burnham into before she turns into a zombie.
100%. Exactly. He'd know how to build it, how to move it.
How to make the door open at just the right time so that she can almost take out Negan.
Yep. Every crappy post-apocalyptic community needs a Steve in it. But anyway, so Steve comes over, and he's running back and forth trying to figure out what's going on. He's a little bit stumped, which is rare. He's rarely stumped. Turns out it's the thermostat has a short in one of the cables, one of the wires. So if you pushed on this thermostat in a certain way or lifted it a certain way or something, the wires would make contact, and I'd be outside, and I'd see the thing go, and then it would stutter and turn off again. And it was because he was, making intermittent contact with the wires that are supposed to be connected. So it was just a short in a wire. It's nothing to do with the air conditioner. It's nothing to do with any of the whole system except for at that wall level freaking thermostat piece of garbage, it's having some kind of short. Which brings me to my question.
Which sounds like an easy thing to fix, right? Is it?
And it is, and it's working right now. Okay. Here's what we came down to though, and this was his suggestion, and I think he's probably right. I think it might be time for me to pull the trigger on some sort of Nest-like solution. Doesn't have to be Nest. It can be whatever. But I want to put it out to the community and say, look, listeners of the show, a bunch of you have done cool stuff with your house. What kind of smart thermostat, not too expensive, is the main. I don't want to pay through the nose for something, but I want something I can look at through an app or whatever. So, Brian, what do you guys do?
We had a Nest.
Yeah.
It was incompatible when we just had our furnace and air conditioning redone last year, which cost a pretty penny. We got the one that they actually included, which is a Honeywell. It's like the Honeywell that goes with the Trane air conditioner, TRANE air conditioner that we have. So it's app enabled. It's, it connects up to the cloud and does all that stuff. It's not Amazon Echo compatible though.
Okay. Which
the Nest was, and it was nice to be able to say, Schmexa, set the temperature to 35 degrees, which we would never do, but we could if we wanted to.
Right. And would you have full phone access with that Honeywell, or is it a different kind of?
Yeah, we had full access like that. Now the crazy neighbors actually have a pretty cool one that is the Echo Bee, and it actually has a built-in Schmalexa into it. Oh, she heard that one. Dang it.
She heard that?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
I need to say Schmexa. Hey, Schmexa. Yeah, it doesn't do it. Okay. So it has a built-in Schmexa. So you can say, not only can you control all that functionality, but you can also say Schmexa, play Def Leppard or whatever. So, if you want, if it's not in a place where you've got an Echo nearby, that's not a bad option, because then you've got a built-in Schmexa. But otherwise, I like the Honeywell. I liked our Nest when we had it. If your deal is Nest compatible,
well, how do you find that out? Is that a thing a guy has to tell you, or what?
I believe a woman can tell you that too, Scott.
Well, you know what I mean? Like a dude, do we have to call someplace and they got to come out and look at it and tell me, or is this a thing I can determine on my own?
I'm sure it's something you can determine on your own. 90% of the stuff out there is compatible with the Nest.
Okay. Some people are telling me, so I did get some recommendations, Steve included. I think he was recommending the Echo Bee. Is that a thing people know about? The Echo Bee?
That's the one I just told you about.
Is that did you say the name?
That's exactly the name I said, the Echo Bee.
Oh, I missed when you said the name. Gosh dang it. All right, so all right. So that one.
Isn't there an Echo Bee something that's like a...
So the reason I'm actually reading this off the Wirecutter site, and one of these says Honeywell Lyric T5. Is that by chance the Honeywell you had?
No, I don't think so. I don't think it's the Lyric. Is that the square one?
Yes.
Ours is rectangular and.
Okay, so different than that then.
Yep.
So their picks on, I always go to Wirecutter for stuff like this. Their picks right now are the Nest Thermostat E is the number one. Basically, it's most of the features of the Nest, the full Nest learning thermostat, but with way less price. So it's cheaper.
Isn't a cut wire though the whole reason you're having this problem, Scott?
I mean, yes.
Just kidding.
It's a good
I guess
point.
that would be if you went to the wireshorter.com.
That's true. The Wire Shorter.
I've never looked at this. So this is like
you've never been to the wirecutter.com?
No. I use what do I use? There's it's one of the Kinja sites. It is Lifehacker. I go to Lifehacker because
nothing wrong with Lifehacker. Lifehacker's cool, but Wirecutter, which is now owned by the New York Times, weirdly enough, but when it started, it was independent.
The failing New York Times.
Yeah, the failing New York Times, which they've never had more money. But anyway,
the
Wirecutter is awesome. They'll any category of anything you want. You want the best pressure cooker. You're looking for the best headphones. You're looking for the whatever, and they test everything thoroughly. So it's pretty awesome resource.
This is cool.
I use it for everything. But
all right,
anyway.
I better take a look at here. The best iPad Pro keyboard case.
Oh, yeah.
Because I bought one. We'll talk about that in a second, but I just bought one. Oh,
Yeah.
good. The one I bought is the one they recommend.
Oh, they gave you the pick.
Okay,
Phew, good. Your wire cutter approved. Nice job.
Yes, thank goodness. All right, I like this site. I'm gonna bookmark this site and use it from now on.
Their runner-up pick on here is the Nest Learning Thermostat, which is the full-blown one, which is more money, and wide compatibility with HVAC systems. It says, so maybe that's a good thing. Then their upgrade pick, meaning what does that even mean? Well, anyway, they like that Echo B4 that you said that I didn't hear in my head. And then budget pick, their budget pick is the Honeywell Lyric T5.
Okay.
Let's see, works with...
Yeah, ours came actually with the whole, like they did the thermos, the air conditioning, and then they quote unquote threw in the smart home, like the smart controller for it. So it was like, we just got the package. We did a very Tina's parents kind of thing. We just said, let's just get the package.
Yeah.
Normally I'd be like, no, I'm going to get this component from here because it's the best, and this component, and then I'm going to combine these. And it's like, just give us.
Yeah.
The business.
It's pretty cool. So I'll figure this out. I got to figure something out. I just don't want to have to pay a bunch of money for somebody to come out and go, yeah, this is compatible. I just want to know that. How do I find that out? I'm going to figure that out. Because isn't there some kind of, this makes me sound so dumb, but there's like a brand name out there in my thermos area, right? Or my the HVAC system.
If you go to nest.com/works, big thanks to Dubious Rascal.
Blah. Sorry.
That
sorry.
That should take you to a thing where it'll tell you if yours is compatible, and you can there'll be a brand name on it or something that'll help you.
All right, so if we do Nest thermostat, I'm in the United States. Okay, compatibility checker. Oh, it's a big nightmare. All right, I'll do this later. I can't do this now, obviously, because it's making me go tear things apart.
Right, because it's probably going to ask, does your thermostat have 2 red wires coming out of it, one with stripes, or
Yeah. Chat room suggesting I talk to the power supplier, the electric supplier, because they'll give you rebates and stuff on certain brands or something.
Oh yeah, that's smart too. Right.
Yeah. Well, the house isn't that old.
Tadpole is so smart.
They're pretty smart out there. They know their stuff.
Yeah. They know.
Anyway, if you're out there listening at home and you're like, oh, I got 5 ideas for you, send those in. I'd be curious. Brian, let's talk about your iPad issue and question and thing. What's going on with that?
Yeah, so I wasn't sure I was going to talk about this because I don't want to be like, hey, everybody, look at me, look what happened to me. But I don't know. I mean, it came from doing a good thing, and that's a good thing to talk about, right? I guess.
Sure.
But so the other day, 2 days ago, Tuesday, coming home from a very disappointing lift, or late morning. Basically, I went out right after we wrapped up the Tuesday show, which is pre-lunch, late morning. That's like one of the deadest times to try and get rides on Lyft. And because of that, and yesterday, I'm right at quota. I need to kind of pick up the pace because I'm not doing any lifting tomorrow, and I need to hit my 135 rides in 30 days. So I need to do 4.5 rides a day, Scott.
Nice.
So I'm coming home from that, no rides, and I get a call on the phone, and it's an unrecognized number, which normally, almost every time, 99.9% of the time, I will hit decline, let it go to voicemail, and I'll just check it afterwards. For whatever reason, it came up as Chicago, and I thought, oh, I wonder if this is something to do with the Niantic thing this weekend for the for GoFest, if they need any information for press access, all that. So I answered it, and a woman says, hi, this is Ashley from WBEZ. Want to let you know that you contributed to our pledge drive, and we're giving away prizes for our pledge drive, for random drawings on our pledge drive, and you've won an iPad Pro.
Whoa.
Like, what? Really?
Yeah.
Is this, are you joking? She's like, no, I'm dead serious. And basically the deal was in April 10th, I went back and looked to see when my donation was. I made a $10 donation to WBEZ.
That's your local NPR station, is it?
No, that's Chicago.
Oh,
That's
Chicago. Right.
Basically, I had made a donation to them a while back, and because I was on their list, they sent me this promotion saying, hey, every hour we're giving away an iPad Pro. Make a donation, and the earlier you make the donation in the day, the more likely you'll win. And so I made the donation first thing when I got that, did a little $10 donation, like, hey, support public radio. April 11th, 12th, 13th, etc. rolled around. Didn't hear anything from them. Moved along. Got on with my life.
Yeah,
Here we
you
are.
never win those things usually, right? They just kind of come and
Never.
they go.
Yeah, exactly.
All
Here
right.
we are 2 months later, and she's letting me know this, which is why I thought it was a total joke. She says, "Well, actually, you're the fourth alternate. The previous 3 people never got back to me,
Jeez.
so we've gotten to you." And I'm like, "Wow, all right, well, thanks to those 3 people who are morons for not calling you back."
Yeah, no kidding.
So basically what they did is they just set me up with the Apple gift card for the equivalent. And then I went to the Apple store yesterday and picked up an iPad Pro, which is good because there was no way, cost-wise, there was no way it was ever going to happen for me for a year. I had the 12.9 first gen iPad Pro, and funds just were not going to be in the cards for for upgrading anytime soon.
Yeah, unless you're using that device, like I can almost justify as often as they revise it, I justify it because of for art reasons. But you
need to keep up with it for art reasons, which absolutely makes sense.
Right.
And but I was getting a little jealous seeing all your fancy iPad stuff and your awesome new pencil and all that stuff. So
sure, I get it. Which
made me
one? Which
feel
one
like
did you get? Did you get the big one or the?
No, I went with the 11, and it came down to a couple different reasons. Number one, the price difference allowed me to easily justify the cost of getting an Apple Pencil and a keyboard, the Apple keyboard folio
thing, yeah.
Keyboard cover.
Yeah, that's a great little cover, by the way. It's awesome.
The second thing that made me decide this is that my Bobax jacket has enough room for me to put an iPad in it, but doesn't have enough room for me to put a ginormous 12.9-inch iPad in it. So
I gotcha.
So like if I'm traveling and I want to really travel light, or I don't even want to take a carry-on bag or whatever, or I want to take a carry-on bag but don't want to have to fish through it to get my iPad when the doors close,
sure.
Then I do then I just shove it in my Bobax jacket, and it's like, oh, that fits perfect, great.
No, that's awesome. I think that's going to be the perfect size for you. You're going to love that thing.
I really like it. I love the Apple Pencil. It's funny how I thought the previous Apple Pencil was perfect. This is perfecter. Like it's smooth. It writes really well. It feels good on the glass, and the fact that it charges, it just makes it so much easier.
Their previous design for charging that thing was the stupidest design.
It was dumb. It was the perfect way to break something off of your iPad Pencil.
Yeah, it was really dumb. But this thing makes perfect sense that way, and also. The one upgrade you made that may seem incidental to some is a huge one. From Gen 1 to this, even Gen 1 to Gen 2, you went to the 120 hertz screen. That makes such a difference.
It is. It's gorgeous, and the display is nicer, and the fact it's funny. Because the bezel is so much smaller, it makes the display feel a lot bigger.
Right.
Even though it's not. Even though it's still an 11-inch iPad, but.
Yeah, you're actually getting more edge. You're getting more edge-to-edge actual screen size on that thing than you did before, so that's cool.
Exactly. So
that's
anyway,
awesome. Nice job.
I'm
well
happy
done.
with it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like winning the lottery. You won the lottery. Good job.
I won the lottery. I haven't won the lottery in a long time, Scott. So it was nice to finally.
No, that's awesome. By the way, WBEZ is familiar to me because I'm like thinking to myself, why do I know that over and over and over in my head? It's because that's where they do Fresh Air. That's Terry Gross's joint.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so this iPad has the stink of Terry Gross on it. It's funny actually. Who was it that recommended this to me? Oh, it was Brett from Apple, because I was talking to him yesterday too.
Yeah.
For obvious reasons, he recommended I check out this article on NPR, and it's an audio. It's a Fresh Air episode about. From upspeak to vocal fry, are we policing young women's voices? And I think we talked about this a couple of years ago with Wendy when we were talking about
I've actually heard that
vocal fry.
Yeah.
Have you? Yeah,
I did.
So I downloaded that. I can't wait to listen to it.
Yeah, it's really interesting. It's really good. She's awesome, of course, national treasure and all, but she always starts her thing off from WBEZ in Chicago. This is Fresh Air, and then the music kicks in.
Right.
So that's why that was so familiar. Well, anyway, that's awesome. Nice job.
That's
well
awesome.
done. Yeah.
So I've got this really good iPad Pro with a Apple keyboard and a pencil, the 12.9-inch. If
anyone out there is looking for
one,
picking it up,
I'll throw it on Tadpool Swap Meet or whatever it's called. But I'd rather, I'll put it in a I'll put it there before I put it on Craigslist or eBay or anything like that. I'd love to see it go to a good home. I'm selling it, by the way. Should clarify. This is not a. Nobody out there is winning this lottery.
No.
But I'll give you a better deal than I'd give some schmo on Craigslist.
Yeah, of course. How does that work? Like, does the Tadpool have its own little swap meet zone thing?
Yeah, there's Tadpool swap meet.
I didn't know that was the thing we were doing.
On Facebook. Dude, there is a Facebook Tadpool thing. Probably for more things than there really should be. If you're asking, if you want my opinion.
Tadpool, Confessions, Parents, Hearthstone, Star Wars spoilers. There is a lot in there. Tadpool.
Yes, Tadpool swap meet.
Meet. How do you spell meet? Is meet MEET?
Yes, Scott.
So it's not swap meet like with an A.
Otherwise, you're trading something very different.
You don't want to swap your meat.
Well, hey, you could.
I'm just looking here. I don't see it.
I'll send you a link.
Yeah, you should send it to me. All I found were people that were asking if there was such a thing.
Oh, it's a closed group.
Oh.
Here. I'll invite you, Scott.
Or JJ started it. I guess I can just join it.
There you go.
Okay.
You should be able to join it. You should be able to.
I think so. I didn't know it existed. That'd be a fun way to get rid of some crap. I like that.
Yeah, exactly. And like I said, much rather see stuff go to a Tadpooler. Wow, somebody's selling an NVIDIA Quadro M500 graphics card.
Is that a good card? I don't know.
I have no idea.
I think it sounds very old.
Sounded good. It's sharp. Graphics cards look really cool these days. They don't look like just cards.
This is true. Well, all right. We've learned a lot this morning. And the biggest lesson takeaway is, for me, everybody out there, use the wire cutter. It's awesome.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah,
sure.
It's really good. And it does everything. Like, let's say you're just saying, hey, I'm looking for, let's do...
sunscreen is on there. You would think, oh, Scott, that's just for electronics because it's called the wire cutter. But they've got sunscreen and.
Yep, they got bedroom stuff, closet and laundry stuff, garage things. But if you look on the electronic side, which is their biggest area, that's kind of where they started. If you go to TVs, for example, let's see what they say is the best TV right now. Best 4K. Oh no, wait, hold on. All right, best 4K TV on a budget, which is a cool category, right? You were trying to save a little money. Their pick is the 4K TV. TLC is a brand, I guess. TLC's 5 Series. Television run on the easy-to-use Roku OS. Great contrast ratio, making the picture look good. Plus features like Dolby Vision and wide color gamut, blah, blah, blah. $374 is all from Amazon.
Wow.
For that TV. How big is it, though?
It's cool. So they also do like price shopping, like what is it, Kinja deals,
sort of,
right?
But it's not. It's different. It's not that, as far as on Twitter, they have a Twitter account that'll pop up and say, hey, best price ever on this thing. It is like that now that you say it.
Okay.
Now I realize I follow that too, and I realize they are kind of doing the exact same damn thing.
Now that you mentioned it, it's exactly the same.
Yeah, it's exactly the same, it turns out.
Okay.
But anyway, cool. They have really cool stuff on here, so I love the site.
That's very cool.
Yeah. All right. What else? That's it. Good luck, everybody, with your iPad Pro winning. I guess. Let's move on to the news.
This is your radio newscaster with another exclusive sensational summary of world and local events.
It's the news brought to you by.
Just a quick reminder, I'm going to be in Chicago all day Friday. That is hardly an exaggeration. All day tomorrow. So there will be no TMS PM. But instead, Scott will be streaming video games during that time. So come watch the stream anyway.
Yeah, do that. I'm gonna use that as an excuse to get a bunch of gameplay.
Heck yeah. What you going to play?
I don't know. I haven't decided yet. I reserved the RE4 stuff or the RE2 thing for a different deal. But some other stuff.
Right.
Zoe says RE2 and VR. Sadly, that is not a thing. That doesn't exist. Resident Evil 7 is in VR, but not RE2. I got the Cydian says Xbox Game Pass. I did that, and I'm really enjoying that Forza game. That racing game is really good.
Cool.
Maybe I'll stream some of that. I don't know. There's some wacky freaking things in that game. But anyway,
really?
We'll see. We'll get there to Friday, and we'll give you guys some fun stream. All right. A grocery store is in the news. Finally, we have a story about a grocery store. Thank freaking goodness.
Finally. Jeez. You've all been screaming for us to carry the burgeoning grocery store industry.
Yep. Finally, we have a reason to talk about it. So here it is. A grocery store is urging customers to rethink plastic with embarrassing bags. So they're encouraging you to use paper bags, right? This is a thing kind of in a lot of places. Less plastic trash means less landfill full of plastic, which means better for the environment, in theory. So what these guys are doing is they're trying to embarrass you if you choose to go with the plastic, and here's how they're doing it. If concern over the climate crisis or revulsion over the contamination of the food chain are not enough to change consumer behavior, run grocery stores hoping that another emotion may persuade people to shun single-use plastic bags. Shame is what they're using.
I like this idea a lot. This is really funny. All
Customers who don't bring their own bags to the East-West Market in Vancouver will instead have to carry their groceries home in a bag reading Wart Ointment Wholesale or Into the Weird Adult Video Emporium.
That's good. I like this a lot. This is a very clever idea.
It is.
Although now people are going to be like trying to collect them all, right? So you're going to get the collectors out there who are trying to get these plastic grocery bags.
You could also argue that by them printing these fake ones or these ones that are, meant to shame people, they're still kind of a problem because you're still making plastic bags. But
you're still making them, yeah.
I would want one is the problem. I really want that weird adult video emporium bag, please.
To the weird adult video emporium.
It may backfire because a lot of people want the weird. Anyway, David Lee Kewen, owner of the shop, insisted that the plan wasn't to embarrass customers. We want to give them something humorous, but also something that made them think at the same time. He told The Guardian, "It's human nature not to want to be told what to do." Quinn initially hoped that a fee on a single-use bag would discourage their use, but when 5-cent bags charged failed to stop people doing it, he tried this different approach. Now, chat room, I'm going to show you an image of the bags so you can see just how awesome this is.
You know what they should also do? Just they should make reusable bags with these same logos on them that people could pay a couple bucks for and then continue to use them, because that is what I'd like to do, is get the Into the Weird Adult Video Emporium reusable grocery bag.
I mean, look at that awesome font with like the gradation at the bottom.
It's so good. Yeah, it's so 70s believable looking. Same with the Dr. Toe's Wart Ointment Wholesale.
I mean, I love this on the face of it. I think it may backfire a little, but I think it's an awesome idea. So good job, guys.
Yeah,
well done.
That's cool.
Also in the news. Hey, you remember InfoWars? Are you familiar with Alex Jones?
InfoWars.
Here, let me get a little Alex Jones.
Chemtrails.
Let's get him.
I like to fuck too.
He likes to F too, he says. Alex Jones. Okay, here he is. Alex Jones. Here's a few things.
Eat.
Okay, that's the thing. He says things like this.
Major boner.
Yeah, major boner.
Penis.
Penis.
Mr. Penis.
Mr. Penis. Let's see. My favorite line.
I like to fuck too.
All right, so he's a guy, likes to be loud and whatever. They got the whole InfoWars thing going on. And part of their weird history of disruptment of various things. Disruptment?
Disruptment.
Disruptment.
Not a real word, but no. We'll go with it.
All right, we'll go with disruptment.
Disruption is, I think.
That's the word I meant. It's not disruptment at all. It's Now I forgot the other one. Did you say disrupt?
Disruption.
Ruption.
Disruption junction. What's your function?
That word does not want
breaking
to be.
up things and not making them run right.
Oh, man. To be a kid and hearing that for the first time again.
Yeah.
Anyway, they've agreed to pay the Pepe the Frog creator $15,000 in a copyright settlement. Now, you may know that dumb frog as the thing that everybody likes to use to troll people. And
a poorly drawn frog. Let me remind you. Yes.
Oh, yeah. Meme to death. This ugly frog, which is not a great-looking frog, was used heavily by Jones and his people. And they are now...
when you see Alex Jones and the frog together, it's eerie, the similarities.
Oh yeah, no, he's a frog for sure. Jones and his lawyers have settled with Pepe creator Matt Fury. Fury sued Jones for copyright infringement because InfoWars used an image of Pepe in a poster It sold during the 2016 election. The two were set to go to trial next month, but reached a settlement Monday. InfoWars agreed to pay him $15,000. The poster depicted a group of prominent election personalities, including Roger Stone, Donald Trump. Pepe hovered over Jones himself to the right of the YouTuber Paul Joseph Watson. I don't know who that is. Anyway, InfoWars had said it planned to free Pepe once and for all, but back down rather than face trial and lose. The level of dumbness with all of this.
Yes, it's staggering.
Yeah, it actually gave me a little headache right here just now, just thinking about it, just right here in the front of my head.
Did the why did the guy, Matt Fury, originally create Pepe? Like, was it just,
That's a really great question. I think it was just him goofing
just
around.
a doodle, and he put it online, and it took off like a...
Yeah, there's a whole Wikipedia thing on this. Let's see if I can find it real quick. Pepe the Frog, popular internet meme, a green anthropomorphic frog with a humanoid body. Pepe originated in a comic by Matt Fury called Boys Club. It became an internet meme when its popularity steadily grew across MySpace, Gaia Online, and 4chan in 2008. By 2015, it became one of the most popular memes used on 4chan and Tumblr. Different types of Pepe include Sad Frog, Smug Frog, Angry Pepe, Feels Frog, and You Will Never Frog, whatever that is. Since 2014, rare Pepes have been posted on the sarcastic meme market as if they were trading cards. Let's see. By 2016, the character's image had been appropriated as a symbol of the controversial alt-right movement. The Anti-Defamation League added certain incarnations of Pepe the Frog to their database of hate symbols. I know that this dude was not happy about that. This Matt Fury guy was like, it was never meant to be a symbol of hate or good or anything. It was just a thing in a comic I drew. And I think that's the reason he's so pissed.
Which makes sense.
There's a whole bunch of stuff down here about... interesting. Yeah, this has a storied history, this freaking frog.
It does.
Yeah.
Wow.
Symbols, weird. It's weird how symbols have meaning. Weird.
I just, if it were me, I'd like one of my better pieces of artwork to all of a sudden become a giant meme. something I'm a little more proud of, one of my drawings, but hey, whatever.
Yeah, that if it becomes associated with just nothing but nasty, that would piss me off. Guy.
For sure. Yeah.
Well, good. Take your $15,000 and good deal. Good job. Although maybe you could have got more. I think Alex Jones may have been too cheap that way. I don't know. Pepe the Frog. Catch it. All right. Moving on. Hey, here's a great excuse. Next time you're in jail for this is a great excuse. Man with cocaine in nostrils told deputies it's not his.
I stole my bag, baby.
That's so good.
I don't even like cocaine.
This is worse than saying the pot in your locker isn't yours, because literally it's in your nose. I think once it's in your nose, no matter where it came from, it's yours.
It's yours. Yeah, you're not giving it back to whoever's lending it to you.
Yeah.
Oh, somebody asked you to hold it for them. And so I decided to hold it in my nose.
This is pretty great. This is a 20-year-old dude. Man caught with cocaine in his nostrils tried to convince deputies the drugs weren't his in a traffic stop in Florida, of course. Two deputies with the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office pulled over a vehicle and immediately noticed the passenger had white powdery substance under his nose. Passenger identified as 20-year-old Fabrico Torres Jimenez. It's pretty good.
Fabrico.
Fabrico.
Fabricio.
Is it Fabricio? Okay.
It's Fabricio. It's Febreze. Fabrizo.
He smelled great. Really
he does. And boy, he really brightens a room. Or cleans up a room.
Yeah. Even if there's been a dog laying on him, he still smells like he's fresh as a spring
amazing.
morning.
Yeah, you'd never know. Like, exactly. You go up to Fabrizo and say, wow, you smell great. I know. I had a dog laying on me a minute ago. Can you believe it? And look at this cocaine on my nose.
Yeah, it's not mine. It's someone else's. He told deputies cocaine didn't belong to him. The sheriff's office wrote in a Facebook post on Monday. A deputy swabbed his nose, meaning the suspect, and the powder reportedly tested positive for cocaine content. After inspecting the vehicle, they also found 250 grams of marijuana and 13 Xanax pills inside his backpack. That's why you got to have those clear ones like Brian's taking to Chicago.
That's right. That way they don't have to dig in your backpack. They could just look through and see... see right through it.
Jimenez also carried a small baggie of cocaine, said the sheriff's office. 20-year-old was arrested on drug charges. Deputies did not identify the driver. So he was the passenger in that car. That's pretty great. I'm trying to think of a more stupid excuse for having cocaine under your nose. Like, this is.
I walked into this room and there was this mirror with this dust all over it, and I wasn't sure what the dust was, so I decided to smell it and see what it was.
Right.
I thought, oh, maybe that's coffee creamer.
I guess in the thick of the stress of the cops being there, you come up with something, right. I guess, but I don't know. I feel like
you just say, I don't know. The pot and the Xanax combination really made my judgment unclear.
Oh, and by the way, those aren't mine either. You could say.
Right. Exactly. Yes.
I just feel like if I was busted, pulled over, had cocaine in my nose, and a car full of drugs, I feel like I would just say, "You got me."
Right.
No, why deny it? All you're doing is creating more trouble for yourself. Just say
exactly.
Right.
I mean, first we have to go with the big leap that you would have this stuff in your car. So from that point, it's a small leap for you to just say, all right, you got me.
Yeah. Just say, oh, well, I guess if you hadn't have pulled me over, I'd have gotten away with it if it wasn't for you and your damn dog. Like, just accept the responsibility and call your lawyer, and that's it. Be done. I guess you don't have a lawyer.
Sidian actually says, never admit, say nothing, call a lawyer.
Oh, wow. Sidian, tell us why. Give us more information about why you know.
Is there a story behind this, Sidian?
I mean, he's a pretty sardonic guy. He's probably seen some stuff. Probably spent some time in the hard house, as they call it. Is that a thing they call it?
This sounds like a name you just made up.
I think it is.
Oh, yeah. Fred finally got taken upstate to the hard house.
I'm looking it up right now. Hard house. Okay. Oh, there's an Urban Dictionary description. You ready for this?
Oh boy. All right. Easy, big fella. Maybe.
Oh, this isn't too bad. Hard house is not. It says is nor like usual house music, nor like hardcore. It is an underground style of music, significantly faster than somebody like Tiesto, that guy in Vegas, or Paul Van Dyke.
Did this person who wrote this Urban Dictionary article really begin both sentences with nor and not have it isn't like blah, nor is it like that? He just began it with.
Yeah. He literally said hard house is nor like usual house music, nor like hardcore. That's his wording.
Nor is he a good writer.
Yeah, nor is he. Nor should he be in charge of this at all.
I mean, it could be a typo. R and T are right next to each other, so the first one might have intentionally been a not.
Okay, there's another definition. How's this one?
Chat room defending the Urban Dictionary writer. You guys, you're too nice defending the Urban Dictionary writer.
Look, everyone gets offended now. That's the rule. That's the world we live in. Everyone's offended. Hard house is also defined as, according to somebody named Ants, it's a subtle way of saying crap. Here's the usage. Hi, Tom. It's a bit hard house, isn't it?
That seems like something that Ants is trying to make fetch happen.
Yeah.
He's trying to make hard house happen.
Yeah, I think you're right. Here's another one. Any living space with a hard roof as opposed to a tent. Even though I usually stayed in a tent at the fair, I went out looking for a hard house once I had heard about the rain.
I want to add another definition. A house that's made of brick as opposed to straw or what was the second? This is just wood. I guess the second one was wood.
I guess that's wood. Wait, hold on. Yeah. The pigs and the
the three little pigs. Yeah. So the first one's straw, the second one's wood, third one's brick. So let's add another one. A hard house is a house that's not made of straw, but is made of either wood or brick and can withstand the huffing and puffing of a big bad wolf.
Chat room's right. It's sticks, not wood, but same thing.
Straw, sticks, and brick. That's it. Okay.
Who makes a house? No one makes anything out of sticks. That's a dumb thing they put in that nursery rhyme.
I make a fire out of sticks, Scott.
Well, that's true, but that's just kindling, right? Because then you're going to put logs on it.
Sure.
So you just start
and then
with
eventually
sticks.
You build up to brick.
That's true. You have a brick fire.
You start with straw, then you move up to sticks, and then.
So wait, when that song says she's a brick house, what's the inclination there? What are they saying there?
She's built like a brick house. She's
strong.
She's like big and stocky and thick with a double C.
She's mighty, mighty, he says in that song.
That's right. She's letting it all hang out.
Right.
With the continue.
So the idea being, if somebody came...
She ain't no Kate Moss.
Right. if something came in blue on her.
He likes them big and juicy, so give him that juicy double.
Right.
That's a whole different song.
That's not the I was going to say. Same idea at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just curious. Do they have Ibit in here as a name, as a word? Oh, they do.
Oh, no, really? I'm in
This
the Urban
is
Dictionary
great.
now?
Listen to this definition. You're going to love this.
All right. Okay. Oh, God.
Ibit, when you have to tell the audience of a podcast that you need to set down your headset while you race off to hurl.
Is that really? Is that really in
this
there?
is really in here. It says
You just make that up.
I'm not making this up. It says first used by podcast host Brian Ibbott on 1/6/2014 during a recording of the morning stream, the Podcast Awards People Choice Award and Best Comedy Podcast award-winning podcast. And here's the usage. Excuse me, I need to go Ibbott. This was put in here by Trucking Geek, January 11th, 2014. They put this in. That's awesome.
Oh, nice. That's celebrating the 5-year anniversary of me being added to the Urban Dictionary.
Yeah. Let's see.
Excellent. All right. Yeah. Thank you, Tadpool.
Yeah.
Trucking Geek.
Let's see if I can find. Oh, pulling a Johnson.
Yeah, I should definitely be in there.
Oh, this is in here. No, these definitions. Well, I read these carefully. All right, here you go.
Yes. Yes.
Pulling a Johnson is when somebody you're dating falls off the face of the earth and resurfaces as a soul/faith eating douchebag. I can't believe he was all up in my crap and now he's pulling a Johnson.
That's different.
Okay,
yeah.
Here's another one. Pulling a Johnson, passing out in someone's front lawn and being picked up by the morning animal control. Okay. All right. I don't know about that.
That's good. I like that.
I'm
Like
trying
basically you get thrown out of your car by the Lyft driver. And then
I'm trying to find like
you wake up the next morning.
Like love the show though. Let's see.
I like this. This is a great.
I love that you're in there as that. That's amazing.
It makes me feel better. Wow, 2 great things happened to me this week, Scott.
Yep.
2 great things.
Yep, that's one of them for sure. Yeah, that one's not in there. Trying to find some other memes. I mean, GURP is still in there, but that's old. That's like 2009 or something.
Yeah.
The best orc hunter of all time in World of Warcraft.
As
The
it
usage
belongs in
is
there.
GURP
Yes.
killed 1 million mobs with one shot, March 30th, 2009. Wow. Or you can read this one. To choke on one's testicles. I was only playing about. I'm not reading the rest of that. That gets real gross. Oh, jeez. How does one do that? There's a physics problem with that scenario.
We need to get the guy who drew the old men drying their junk on the Danish hair dryers or Norwegian hair dryers to draw a diagram of GURP.
Oh yeah, I'm into it. Let's figure out. It needs to be anatomically correct, and show us how that was even possible. By the way, I did a sketch of. So when we brought that story up, I told you, oh my gosh, I have to draw this because you were talking about them using the wall dryers. Yeah. I came up with a very funny joke. It's not done yet, but when I'm done, I'll send it to you first.
Oh, awesome! Oh, I can't wait to see it. That's fantastic.
Okay. I looked up fart gas and there's nothing. That's too bad. Explosive tip. I won't even bother with explosive tip.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I would maybe stay away from that one.
And chat room's right. Do not look up Santorum. If it kills you, do not look up Santorum.
Oh, yes. No, that's, yeah.
Do it. All right.
Do not.
Let's talk about a fainting dog. I love this story. I had to share it.
Yeah.
I'm going to put video up for the chat. Brian, you're going to want to see this video as well. So here's the deal. This dog faints when it sees a bunch of ducks. He gets so excited about seeing ducks that he just sees the flock. He loses control over his body and turns into basically like one of those fainting goats. Like just kind
I love all fainting animals. There. You could tell me that there's fainting vampire bats out there, and I'd say, "Oh, that's awesome! How cute!"
Yeah, and it says that without fail, they claim that this dog has. It says the name of the dog is Peter. He's a Cocker Spaniel. The owner says he has a neurological condition which causes him to fall over at random moments, usually when he's scared or excited. In particular, if he sees a flock of ducks, always freezes him up and he hits the dirt.
And he does exactly the thing that the fainting goats do, which is have all 4 legs straight out, stiff.
Yep.
And flopping, like basically.
Yep. Watch this video, chat room. Watch this.
I love it.
I would love to have a dog like this. Look, he looks like a normal dog, and then all of a sudden, We're getting over there by the ducks. It's like, where are the ducks? Oh,
Oh, he's walking right by that duck. He's
no.
not looking yet. Oh, there's it. Oh, nope, didn't look. I thought he was seeing that duck.
oh, he's getting excited. He's stiffening up. He's about to. Oh, there he goes. I would be afraid the first time I saw this. You know what I mean?
His tail goes straight out.
Yeah.
That's-
He just freezes up, the poor little guy. I feel kind of bad for him. Poor thing.
Yeah.
I mean, my dog's a spaz and loses her mind, and
Yeah.
she
Yeah.
pees. That's her thing. If there's a bunch of exciting things, she'll just stop and
Sure.
pee, and then stop and pee and stop and pee. Someone runs up to pet her, she'll just pee. Like, that's her public lifestyle. But if she froze up like this, I would actually feel bad for her. Oh.
Oh, it's sweet though. It's
Yeah.
cute.
Benj in the chat says, when I was a kid,
Probably I had a dog.
I had a dog. I had a dog that did this exact same thing. It was the first. I was the first time the owner ever saw and thought I did something to the dog. Oh yeah, I'm sure. If somebody saw your dog do this, they're going to think something's wrong, like you've done something, or
For sure.
it's having a narcoleptic fit or something. Not narcoleptic. Narcolepsy is when you steal things.
No, that's narcolepsy is when you fall asleep at random times.
Oh, right.
Kleptomania is when you steal things.
What's the
Now, if you are a kleptomaniac narcoleptic,
right?
you steal things in your sleep, or you fall asleep while you're stealing things, or
What's the one where you want to do it all the time? What are they called?
those are nymphomaniacs.
Nymphomaniacs.
Yes, also not compatible with narcolepsy.
If you're a nymphomaniac and you have narcolepsy, you got a problem.
That's right. You got to get rid of one of those things.
Narcoleptic, kleptomaniac, nymphomaniac.
Nymphomaniac.
That's a good
We
band.
have our show title.
Narcoleptic, nymphomaniac would be a great band name.
Yes.
I would go see them in concert.
Or you could have a band called Narc and the Leptics. Would be great.
Mm-hmm.
Who are you going to go see
Yep.
now? No, I'm going to go see Narc and the Leptics.
Yep, I like it. Or
Klepto and the Maniacs.
yeah, Klepto and the Maniacs. That's pretty good.
Yeah. Or Nympho and the Maniacs. Either one of those.
10,000 kleptomaniacs. That's bad.
10,000 Nymphomaniacs.
Yeah, it's
We need-
bad.
It's the Fire Festival, isn't it?
Yeah. So wait, if you combine a kleptomaniac with a nymphomaniac, what are
they
they
just,
stealing? They just steal everything in your room while they're trying to do it, or what?
I guess so. Yeah. I mean, those, they could just steal things and then say, all right, let's go do it.
That sounds like a brilliant.
I want to go. I want to steal, and I like to too.
Oh, Alex Jones, we've come back to you, buddy.
I like to
Full-
too.
Oh, great.
Full circle.
You're all idiots.
I can't stand you. You're idiots.
Okay.
Oh.
They're gonna
man.
burn in hell.
Oh,
Excuse me.
that's the best mashup.
I have some pretty good. Remember this one?
We're not gonna have Pepsi with baby flavoring in it.
Like who? Somebody believes all that, right? Like somebody
Yes,
hears him
yes.
and goes, "Yeah, man, you're speaking my language. You really know what the man's doing." They
For
really
sure,
do,
'cause
right?
somebody had to give him money, and people are giving him money that to keep doing what he's doing. And although I don't know how much he's getting now that he's off every social media platform.
Yeah, I don't. Oh, that's true. He's banned on all that stuff, isn't he?
He is. Yeah.
Oh, they're keeping the man down, or the man's keeping him down. Just gives him more fuel to sell more of his supplements or whatever he does. Check
yeah,
this out.
no kidding.
Here's a good one.
I'm kind of like an eyeball or maybe a tooth.
What?
I'm glad I don't know the frame of reference for the rest of that.
I don't know any of that. All right, we are going to take a bit of a break here. Wendy's going to come on. We're going to talk about a late breaking issue that somebody has, a pretty heartbreaking one, but one that I think will help people. I hope at least you got the note. Oh, you know what? Let me check. I got a text. Let's see if she got the note.
Okay, cool.
Because we kind of changed it on her last second.
We did, yes.
Oh, she says K, so that means yes.
K.
I'm gonna assume K is her way of saying yes, Scott. I would gladly shift topics today to this one.
Well, that's good.
So we'll do that in a minute when we return. Before that, though, music break. Brian, song, gimme.
Yes, Spokane is where we're going for this one. Actually, this is a guy who spent his childhood summers on his family farm in Odessa, Washington, but playing music his whole life, starting with trumpet and playing jazz until he was in college when he joined his first rock band. He released his debut album in 2012, and we've actually played him on the show since. He's also opened for bands like Daughtry, Christina Perry, Edwin McCain, Sister Hazel, Dada, Vertical Horizon, Ingrid Michaelson, Cracker, all these bands he's opened up for. So he's got some chops. We played Runaway on the show before. This is coming from his brand new album, or it's at least his brand new single. It's called Home. Here is Jared Fink.
We'll be right back with Wendy. Stay tuned. Stay tuned.
I love you like a brother. I don't like you at all, but I love you.
More lesbians.
You dump the morning into the stream, and there are many flavors that you can get. This is the morning stream.
Still can't get over the fact that there's an Ibit barf reference.
I know. I love it. If that's the thing, it's, you know what? There are far worse things that I could be remembered for in the Urban Dictionary than that, so I'm all right with that.
Yeah, it's pretty great. It's fun to be immortalized in such a dumb place, you know? Like,
yeah.
How many people
exactly.
how many people can say that their last name has a definition in the Urban Dictionary?
That's right. And Ibit is the method of putting your headphones down before you throw up, not
right.
the act of throwing up.
Yeah, I don't need to go Ibit. I need to Ibit
Exactly.
and then
Or
go
maybe
throw
I guess
up.
it's a combination. Is that right?
Yeah. Why? He needs to edit that. Somebody get in there and get a second definition going. That'd be great. What's this one? Oh, there's a Scott Johnson in here. Shut up.
I think it's pulling a Scott Johnson is in there.
When did this go in? 2012. All right. Pulling a Scott Johnson, the act of having to go poop on a plane. Or number 2, the act of going to a Taco Bell, ordering 6 tacos, and then eating them in the parking lot before going home. And a Brian Ibbett for more fun. Add a Brian Ibbett for more fun. Order 1, bean burrito. For me to get a Brian Ibbett, which means barf, I guess.
Yeah.
Here's the usage. Going to Taco Bell and ordering a Scott Johnson, pulling a Johnson. This is interesting.
Nice.
I think they got it wrong, but it's fine. It's okay.
Yeah.
I'll take
It's
it.
all right. That's okay.
I'll take it.
I'm not sure I like. So there's the when you have to tell the audience of a podcast, but a Brian, a gay noob. They don't actually have to be gay or a noob. They just act like one. Some are chill though, but it's very rare.
What? That's just for Brian?
That's what a Brian is. Yes.
A Brian. So if I said,
Yes,
that
but
guy is such a Brian, that's what I'm saying?
Yes, I think.
Stupid.
Yes.
That one's stupid.
The other one is a term meaning to admit failure, defeat, or that you're completely wrong. So.
Okay.
So you admit your plan is effective? Yeah. Ineffective? Yes. Man, that guy just pulled a Brian.
Really? All right.
Yes.
I don't think I'll use it. It doesn't. I think it
I don't
doesn't.
think I'll use either of those.
No.
All right. No. Yeah.
If I said someone pulled a Brian, it would be, what would my meaning be? Because I've got too many Brians in my life. There's like 3 or 4 of you.
Right. So you need to come up with one that fits Dunaway, that fits me, that fits your StarCraft show co-host, former StarCraft show co-host.
Oh yeah,
was
Brian Huff. Yeah, B Huff.
Brian Huff. Yeah, B Huff.
Yeah.
Right.
Someone. What if you pulled a Huff? What if you pulled a B Huff? Maybe that'd be a thing.
Pull the B Huff.
He's a cool guy.
Yes.
He is.
What's he doing? You know he's got talent.
He's got talent. I think he's still in Columbus, and I think he still works for. I forgot who he worked for now. He's not doing video game stuff now, though. It's something else. Some other kind of businessy, ground floor, brand new company kind of investment-y kind of deal.
Well, good for him.
Yeah, I think it sounds all right.
Yeah.
All right, we're calling Wendy. We're going to get this going.
Yeah, so you have new theme music for Wendy.
Oh my gosh, I forgot to cap it, but I have it here to play, so let me pull it up real quick. Right? Don't I have this?
You do. I can send you a link to the SoundCloud if you need it.
I think I have it.
Okay.
Yep, here it is. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to save this till she gets here, obviously, but...
yeah, she has no idea. She has no idea. Watch as we surprise Wendy.
Oh, there's a whole bunch of these. Which one is it?
It's the top one.
Top one? Okay.
Yeah. The top 2 repeat the 3rd and 4th one, and then there's a bunch of other stuff that's unrelated.
Okay.
But one of them's 3 seconds longer than the other.
All right, this is from Paul Raven made this, fan of the show, and it's awesome, and I can't wait for Wendy to hear this. She's going to love this. But I can't get her on the line for some reason. What's that about?
You need to. So apparently K doesn't mean...
K? Like
K doesn't mean I'll be ready for the recording. K means keep it to 10:15. Starting to,
that must be. Yeah, no, I mean, I dinged her. I mean, no, not really. It's after 10. She should be.
No, yeah, she should be. She should be.
All right, well, I'm gonna pause the show and save it because why not? Except video people, you just get to hear us burp and talk and stuff.
Video people.
Killed the radio star.
So Barry Folks, who you've met at a couple Nerdtaculars, is out in Chicago at the at GoFest today. He's doing today and tomorrow under 2 different accounts, and he keeps sending me photos and letting me know, like showing me food trucks and the merch booth and all that stuff. This looks like it's going to be a blast. It is like they're doing it up.
Good. That's an upgrade from previous years. Then
that's what it sounds like. Yep.
Barry's awesome. He's good people.
Hi, I'm here.
Oh, hi.
Did you try to call me?
I did. I think maybe Discord's being weird. I don't know. Sometimes phone stuff is weird. Okay. That's all right.
So then I'm like, wait, did I read your question wrong? Was it coming
or
you're coming?
I'm an idiot. Hey, it's Wendy, everybody.
Hey.
Check it out. Wendy, we got to play a new intro for you somebody put together for us, okay? This is from the Flying Blender is what he goes by on his SoundCloud account. It's kind of awesome. So I'm just going to play it without explaining it too much. Here you go. That boy needs therapy.
Purely psychosomatic.
That boy needs therapy.
Lie down on the couch.
Don't wash your hands and sit here and stare at me.
That boy needs therapy. Sorry, it repeats. I didn't mean for it to repeat.
That's awesome.
That's pretty good, right? I'm going to download that and tweak some levels and make that a thing. I think that's really good.
That's great.
Anyway, hi, Wendy, my sister Wendy, everybody. You are awesome. How are you? What's going on with you?
I'm good. Thank you. You're awesome as well.
Thanks.
Brian, you too.
Oh, thank you very much.
Having one of those days where nothing seems to be making sense. But hey, it's good to have you back. It's Wendy on Thursdays. We talk about issues that are out there that people are dealing with. And we did a bit of an audible today. We snuck something in. Not snuck it in, but something happened kind of late breaking, and Brian discovered it and thought, you know what, we should try to get this in today if we can. It came up on our Discord group, and it's sad, like really sad, but I think worthy of discussion. So I'm going to read this, and then we'll dive into it. So Wendy, thank you for being flexible as to today's topic.
Totally.
All right, it says this. We'll just keep this person anonymous. It says this: we lost our 6-year-old cat Tommy this morning to a terrible infection. He was a sweet, sweet boy. Our 15-year-old daughter raised him from a small barn kitten suffering from heat stroke, spending 6 days nursing him back to health. It says she didn't.
Yeah, there's a weird typo in there. I don't know. She didn't is all at the age of 9.
She did it all at the age of 9.
Did it all?
She did it all at the age of 9. Okay. Wow,
says,
look at you. Well done.
Nice job. You see a lot. Wendy sees a lot of typos. She knows what's up. She has a strong bond with him, dressing him up, taking him outside. Anyway, always playing with him. She knew it was bad, but she had hope. We have yet to tell her this morning, and her world will be crushed. I'm having a hard time figuring out how to tell her. Any advice would be awesome. They put SOB. I assume they mean sob, not the short name.
Yes.
Not an insult.
So I feel like we've all probably been here as a parent where, I know I have, where my kids have been really, really connected to a pet, and then, finding out that the pet has died or passed away. We had a dog die on Christmas Day once. And the kids were very little. Yeah, that was bad. That was a really rough day. And we think she was poisoned by some neighbor kid. Put something weird in her food.
Geez.
We could never prove
so
it.
Dark and
That's
sad.
even worse.
It was bad. We didn't tell the kids that at the time, but I had my suspicions.
They have found out before now, though, right? Like if Carter's listening to this, all of a sudden she isn't just discovering.
I think we've told them since, like as they've gotten older. But they were very young, and this was a long time ago. They were probably 3 and 6 or something. But
you should have said it was like Santa.
I should have.
Santa poisoned the dog?
Yeah, that's great. That way we can break both those lies at once.
All at once. It's like a very efficient.
I got it. Yeah, because you do it.
Santa's so good. Oh, wait till I tell you what he's been doing.
A couple of years from now, you'll hear all about what he did to the dog. But yeah, it's a thing you have to deal with, and it's the first. In a lot of cases, the first time a kid has to deal with any kind of meaningful loss in their life. And so it seems like one of those things that is A, natural, and B, maybe a chance to teach a little. Like they can walk away from this having learned a little something about the temporal nature of life itself. So, Wendy, am I right about that? And what would you tell this person?
Yeah. I mean, obviously those things are, they're built into childhood and life. I mean, that's one of the reasons to have pets. I mean, I don't think people think that way much anymore. I think there's more of an intense connection, I think, than in the past. I'm not really sure why. I'm sure someone's researched this. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's, we had this interesting conversation. We were in New York and we went to lunch with one of Adam's roommates from college who grew up in Alaska. And we were talking about having dogs. He and his partner have a dog. And I mean, this dog is like the queen of the earth. I cannot believe the life she lives in her crazy apartment in Manhattan, and it's astounding. And I think, he's just always marveling at the dogs he had growing up. They didn't know where they were half the time. One of them was found frozen in a lake. I mean, it was like survival. It's Alaska, right?
Yeah,
dogs
right.
were part of like the landscape, not so much part of the family. And so, yes, there was always been kids grieving over pets, but I do think, I think parents are more on that bandwagon than they ever have been before. So I could be wrong about that. That's just my sense. And it's my hesitancy to get a dog because I don't actually want a dog to die in my life. You know what I mean? I was a kid. I saw lots of dogs die. Anyway, I think part of it is that connecting thing. And obviously this family, I mean, very connected because they, rescued it. So you have so much more. And that could be partly what's happening too on a general scale. A lot more people are rescuing pets. And I think there is an extra bond there that, I mean, I'm sure everyone's bonded. Nobody get mad. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I get it. I totally get it. There are like our dog, my dog Rainer, who is my favorite pet I've ever owned, and I will be 1,000% devastated when she goes. She's still very young, and so I don't think about it. But she was a rescue, and she's kind of goofed up as a result. She's got issues, like she's super nervous. She hears the sound of other dogs, and she immediately kind of gets into kennel mode again. She was raised as a puppy in a really rotten kennel situation, and had kennel cough and infections and kind of a botched fix or neuter job that they did that wasn't very good, and it got infected and all kinds. She had to fight for food, and when we first had her, she would actually run over to the bowl, look both directions, take a single kibble out of the bowl, and then run under the couch and eat it, and then and that's how she would eat. She doesn't do that now, but she still has these very nervous, sort of scared tendencies. And it's some of those things that make me care about her so much. Like she's just like, she needs me, and I want to make her a happy home. And so when she's having one of her episodes and she's kind of shaking, I just love holding her and chilling her out, and then she'll fall asleep on my chest or whatever. And like, it's a really intense bond that I don't think would be quite the same if she was some breeder dog. I mean, maybe. I don't know. I actually don't know. Probably wouldn't be probably wouldn't be that different, but there is at least this history. It's the same as if you adopt a kid who went through a horrible childhood, I guess, and that informed your relationship. So I assume that would be true of pets as well.
Right. And I don't know. And maybe breeder dogs you're just as bonded to. I don't know. We only had mutts that were accidental births. So growing up.
That's true. That's true.
There were always 50 breeds in one and pretty scruffy.
I remember being pretty upset when Coco got hit by that car. Do you remember that?
Yeah, that was really
bad.
hard.
Yeah.
Well, okay. And so you've got these sort of, let's call them a sort of developmentally normal, sort of typical experience for a kid to have a pet for a period of time, and then the pet dies. And I mean, so Misha had, her little dog Zeus for a long time. Man, that dog was nervous. Named Zeus. Anyway, my boys, when I let them know that Zeus had passed, it was 2 weeks of just, I'm so sad. I can't stop thinking about Zeus. Let me be clear. They played with Zeus for a total of maybe 3 hours in their life. So their bond was freaky, which also means I don't want to get a dog because look what will happen. Okay, all this being said, so there's the normal parts and there's the hard parts. But as a sort of general rule, we're not great as humans with grief sometimes. So we have a lot of rituals. Let's take anyone passing. Various cultures do this in a variety of ways. I think sometimes the American version is I don't know if it's as effective in actually processing grief because it's pretty quiet and somber. And I think the ones where they're like screaming and throwing themselves on stuff, I think they're physically getting something out that is enviable. But, you know, it's not going to be appropriate.
It's so funny because you can't imagine a purely, you know, let's just say culturally American funeral. No one's throwing themselves prostrate on the moving casket and wailing songs and all of that. I mean, I'm sure there are outliers I don't know about, maybe in some parts of the country, but that's just not a thing you do here. And I've always wondered about that. Are the people that are doing that in other cultures, are they the ones who are healing more from their loss than we are, because we keep it all tamped down? It's just a lot of touching you on the shoulder going, I'm so sorry for your loss, and then moving on to this somber thing and eating, you know, funeral potatoes at the freaking buffet counter. Like, it seems like we really are good at keeping it down, keeping it in.
Right. And I think it's sort of at least the white version of our society is the sort of the puritanical beginnings, right? You know, like the pious were the first that got here, and they were pretty boring. Right. And so I think, you know, it's going to vary within families. It's going to vary within cultures on how it's done. But even take, you know, the 1800s, the parlor in your home was where you would have the dead body and people would come and pay the respects and wakes and all of that would take place. And, you know, modern architecture did quite a switcheroo on us and called that, anyone know? The living room.
The living room.
Yeah.
Which then has changed this sort of role as a general rule. Of course, there's reasons too, you know, you can't leave a dead body in a hot southern parlor for a week and not have a problem.
Right.
So, you know, there's a bit of a, you know, some of those reasons, but what it's meant is that it sort of scrubbed death out of our lives a lot more. I mean, think about anyone you know who's passed away. Have you been present? I think sometimes people definitely have that privilege and honor, and there's different ways that does happen. I'm not saying it doesn't, but I would say for the average kid, you're not running into too many funerals or those experiences. So pets really are the place where this happens. And I think there's some value in doing some ritualizing. So my point is getting to this. So letting your daughter know, of course, is really hard. She's going to be very sad. And she's 15, which feels like a fragile age, in my opinion, for anyone. Yeah. And so you're concerned and you love her and you love this animal, and it's really hard. I think a big part of it is to express your own emotions as well and like cry together. And it's okay to feel what anyone's feeling. And then to find a way to ritualize it a little bit. So one of the things I do with a lot of clients, because grief comes in so many forms, and there's 99% of grief does not involve a funeral or some closure event that allows at least, you know, the idea that closure could happen, right? I mean, that's part of why we do what we do in these funerals, is to give us some closure and a final time to say goodbye or whatever. So you can do something like that. And I know that seems like, you know, an after school special kind of thing to say, but it really is important that there is some ability to express how she feels about it. Maybe it's have a little funeral. Maybe that, you know, the animal's buried in a place that is special. I mean, you essentially treat it like a human death in that regard, of like making it meaningful and creating some closure. And then grief is normal. I mean, for a while to still be pretty sad. And so, you know, we do a lot of things to remember, right? Like, so we go on anniversaries and we go to the grave, or there's various ways to do it, and everyone's very different. But as a general rule, just to have some type of ritual goodbye, but it can be really helpful, especially for a kid, you know, to just get some closure that they otherwise wouldn't. And it sounds like this person is like on top of this. I'm not worried that they're going to be heartless by any shot.
Right.
But just to confirm, you know, lots of feelings, and it's okay. And because we have a problem with what we call complicated grief, or it's like stunted bereavement, sort of, where we just don't quite go through all the things we need to let go and move on. And, you know, we talk about the stages of grief a couple times, and, you know, people are all different. It's not in order. It's tricky. It's something, unless you've been through it, it's really hard to kind of wrap your head around, because it's a real challenge. So, moving through that is really healthy and really good for us. And when we get stuck, some people get stuck in anger or revenge. Some people get stuck in denial, that they just cannot believe it's happened. And, and there's some unwellness that will occur if we get stuck in grief. And that's for humans and animals and all sorts.
Sure. Should we, or should they, I should say, or I guess we, meaning we a people, should we be willing to, I mean, she's 15, right? That's different than if they were 6 or 7.
Yeah.
Where you might have an easier time at 6 or 7. They may still be upset, but a lot of it is you're as a parent put in a position of knowledge power where you can say it's okay. You can do all the parental things in a better place, or it's okay. Well,
the stuff that works on adults.
Yeah, right. That's true. But
yeah, it works, but doesn't work on adults.
Right.
Exactly.
Right. It's
like we all agree to act like it's working.
It's platitudes that don't really have a lot of, they don't have a lot of foundation. But with a 15-year-old, they're not dumb. They're not only are they not dumb, they're sort of hyper not dumb, because everything your parents do either annoys you or you're you know what I mean? You're 15. You're just you're at that stage where all the natural inclinations to sort of rebel or reach or branch out or whatever are going to be there. So it seems like it's just a bigger challenge to sit down with somebody who's older and talk about this. And maybe they just need to know that it happened, and that's enough.
Right.
And let the kid grieve in their own way. But if this is the first time this 15-year-old girl's ever dealt with any kind of loss, like, it may sound rough to hear this now, but I just feel like this is good in the long run. Like,
it is kind of a pull the Band-Aid off early kind of thing.
Yeah, because eventually you're going to lose, people in your life, and you're going to lose other pets or other meaningful things in your life, or even things that aren't alive that just pass away, whether it's a company or a relationship or a boyfriend, or somebody somewhere is going to go, and it may not be death, but it could be just, the end of an era kind of change in your life. Mm-hmm. Like, I just feel like it's good to have that, or start having that, or else you're not prepared for it later. I don't know.
Well, if you back out of it just for a moment and you think of what the goal, I mean, you're in the middle of being sad about this, and so it's hard to do this. But if you back out, what is the goal of this interaction with your child? If the goal is that they feel safe to feel, and that anything they feel is okay, and that they are loved and that you're with them. And then you move from there into words, because one thing we're really bad at is saying the right words during grief, because often we want to just make it better. So for example, if someone passes away, we want to know, how quickly was it? Were they old? We want these facts that will then inform how if we're really sad about it with you and can grieve with you in a certain way, or if we're like, well, at least they didn't suffer, or, and people will say the wrong thing all the time. And it's because it's about them trying to make the situation feel more comfortable for them, and not actually about the person grieving, which makes it difficult, especially if you're yourself not grieving. So in this case, they're all grieving a little bit. So maybe it's easier to access that, but words are not your best tool here. It's your presence, and maybe the only words needed to be expressed are simply that permission that I'm here and it's okay. You can feel anything you want to feel. When you want to talk about it, I'm here. If you don't ever want to talk about it, that's okay. Like, you're just giving her permission that she's gonna have the feeling she needs to have.
What if I take the 70s sitcom route and try to buy another cat that looks just like the other cat?
Looks exactly the same? Yeah, perfect.
What if I do that?
Is that what you've been thinking this whole time?
I mean, if I'm honest, it's always kind of been there, but yeah.
I know. Right. As long as you got a film crew and a laugh track, go for it.
Yeah.
We learned everything we know about parenting from WKRP in Cincinnati.
That's right. That feels like something that would be on there. Les Nessman's cat is dead, and nobody wants to tell him.
It was specifically who was it? It was Herb Tarlick's
Did this really
daughter.
happen? This
Yes.
really happened.
He brought it to work in a shoebox to take care of it there. it died, and so he had to go find one. But I think it was just a frog or something.
Oh,
I don't think it was a cat, but yeah, it was definitely a WKRP storyline.
that's awesome.
So our official advice today is to get yourself a secret cat.
Yep.
She'll never know.
Yep.
With Tristan, he kind of started out with pets. We had smaller pets for him, like he had a betta fish, and then he had a rat. And so when they died, it seemed like less of an impact. I know it wouldn't help in this case, obviously, because the cat, already was emotionally bonded to the girl. But is it a smart idea for parents maybe to do the equivalent of training wheels up to a larger pet to get them used to the idea of death, maybe with something that's flushable, for lack of a better term?
Right. I think often that's true. I don't know if it's necessary. I think.
Okay.
I think it really is, because it's all relative to the kid.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
I mean, the cat is going to be an impact whether you had a tadpole or a frog die.
Right. It's
I should be careful. I shouldn't say
the
the tadpole.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, don't have the tadpole die.
Yeah.
No, just the other day we're at a lake and we're at the beach. Elliot finds 2 fish that are dead, and they're recently dead. They're beautiful. These just little cute fish. And he names them, has a full-on funeral for them, buries them. And I'm like, can we go now? And he's just like, Mom, you're disrespectful to William. He named one of them William.
William the fish?
And
these
I'm
are
like,
fish that he found dead, right?
Found dead. And I'm
Found
like,
dead.
how are we ever going to do this? Right?
Yeah.
Like an actual animal. It's scary. And yet I know, and this is why I'm torn, is that I know I'm depriving them of really important lessons.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to deal. And I do love animals. So I want one as well. But I'm also like, oh, do I really want to get my heart broken in 12 years? And that's a dumb way to live your life. But it's the reality of what this family is facing today. It's really tough. But also I think developmentally really important. So, give her a chance to say goodbye. Give her a chance to mourn in a way that's, and you yourself,
Yeah, it's okay if you're all upset too. Like, be upset. It's a sad thing. I'm going to be a basket case when Rainer goes. I'm not going to be able to. I'm not handling that well. I'll probably take TMS off for a week or something. Like, I don't know if I can do it. It's a ridiculously horrendous idea that I don't like to even think about.
How old is she?
She's 3 years old. She's still young.
Oh yeah, she's plenty.
Healthiest animal in the world too now, and she's like, she's amazing, and she'll have a nice long life for whatever her breed combo lets her be. But it's just, it's an inevitable thing that she's not going to be here forever, and it's never really been this way with pets with me before. I've always loved my pets, but something different here, something weird going on. I really like that dog.
Right, you met your soulmate, and that's the risk.
Yeah, that is the risk.
To have my kids meet their soulmate.
Yeah. Yeah, and you whatever. Like, go watch any of the Toy Story movies, and that's basically the premise of all the Toy Story movies. They're just yanking on your childhood connection to
that's right.
objects and things that you used to love, but you've got to move on. Like, that's the whole idea, and it makes grown men cry. So this is just human emotion, human loss, human whatever, and I think the quicker you grieve with her on this, I think the better she'll be.
Yeah, you gotta.
It's hard, man.
This is just today, huh?
Yeah, it just happened. Yeah, we have late breaking stuff here, Wendy. You're like,
right. Look at this.
Yeah.
You're like
Beep, beep, beep.
they're like a 24-hour cable news network now.
Yeah. And to the people
don't give us any ideas.
To the people we bumped for today, don't worry, we'll get you in there next week.
Yeah, I was super prepared for that one.
I know. I gave her all kinds of early heads up on that. Well, I guess not. I'd sent it to you late last night, like 10:30.
I know, but I had lots of thoughts. How about that while I mowed the lawn?
Can you keep those thoughts? Hang on to those thoughts.
Oh yeah, I got them.
Did you mow the lawn? Nice job.
Elliot did, and then I just finished for him.
Does he leave mohawks? Because that's what I used to do when I was a kid.
What is the deal
mohawks?
With kids making mohawks?
Yeah.
He's not doing it on purpose.
Really funny.
No, you don't.
I've never heard of that, but I know exactly what you're describing by that name. That's hilarious.
I used to drive my parents crazy if I mowed the lawn when we had a lawn. Wendy will confirm we rarely had a lawn because we were always like chopping
We had a
weeds.
lawn.
We
What
had-
are you talking
We
about?
had dirt. It was mostly dirt. Like the Royal Lane house was always dirt and us picking weeds out of the dirt every year. I hated
Yeah,
that.
that's true.
But anyway.
And the rocks in the front of the other house.
Yes.
And like, time for weeding again.
Yeah,
I'm like, should we spray that?
Yeah,
Nope.
maybe we should just spray it. Nope, go out with shovels and kill yourselves. But anyway, the when we did have a lawn, I would always I would have this problem where I'd leave mohawks, meaning you wouldn't get the edge right, so when you were done, it'd be nice stripes, but you'd have this little tuft of mohawk where you missed it, and Dad would have to go out and do it, or make me do it again, or whatever. It sounds like Elliot is cut from the same tree. That's fantastic.
Well, he's actually pretty good. Abe's the worst. But here's the thing. We don't have a weed whacker to just quick fix that. So I'm out there trimming it like a haircut with my dumb scissors. So I don't love it. It's not my favorite.
You're out there on your knees with like a pair of shears. That's awesome.
Cursing the stupid whatever.
I think I love that. All right. Well, we'll do, like I said, next week we'll hit this other one. And in the meantime, Wendy Dunford on the Instagrams there, so you can check her out. And Wendy, anything else going on that you want to say or mention?
No.
No? It's all good?
School started. School's out, and my brain is like still not working. You know?
How long does that go? August, October, or September?
Well, so October, my gosh, no. Sometimes I'm wondering, like, you know, the school calendar is based on the agrarian calendar, right?
Yeah.
So I'm kind of believing now I'm in the Midwest. I should send my kids to a farm and have them harvest or whatever they're supposed to be doing. It's so frustrating. No, we don't go back till after Labor Day. So we have a long
Jeez, that's a long haul. Yeah, that's a long time. We'll see you before that's over. I guess.
So I'll be in Utah the end of August when all the kids there are in school.
Yeah, that's true.
We should do a live show when I'm there.
Absolutely, we should. Yeah, we'll make a big hoo-ha about it while you're here. That'd be awesome.
And I will have just traversed the you know, what is it called? Mount Rushmore. We're gonna hang out there, watch a little Northwest.
Northwest.
I just saw
that's
that movie.
Right. Oh, that's so cool.
I just saw that movie.
Show the kids that first, and then go there and hope they're not.
They let you
And they're gonna
crawl
want to run across it and be chased by a prop plane.
Yeah, exactly.
Totally.
Can you go up all in there and like get up the nostrils and do stuff, or is that off limits?
It's not hollow.
I
Oh,
don't think so. I think
No.
that's called.
It's not like the Statue of Liberty. It's a mountain.
but can you get up? But they don't let you get up that close.
They don't let you get up that close. I think you can probably pay $100 or something to do a helicopter flyby, and that's probably the best you can do. But
Okay.
yeah, you can't climb on them or anything like that.
All right.
I'm
well,
excited to see what my kids will think because you know we get here and the St. Paul Cathedral here is beautiful, and my kids are like, big deal. I'm like, wow.
Wow.
And the reason they said that is they're like, it's not even old.
Right. Oh, they want old, do they?
Yeah, they're
Okay.
like, if it's not 800 to 1,000 years old, it's not impressive. I'm like, you're snots. Let's go to the mountain. I'll leave them in the Badlands and see how they survive their little
Is
European
hilarious. I love that. I love that it needs to be ancient and old for them to. I don't know, my kids are the same way though. They're not impressed by things that are either just always there. So like a waterfall is not impressing to them. Even if it's a 20,000-year-old waterfall, that's just water coming down a mountain. Like they need to see something where it's like ancient burial grounds or, you know.
And the dead body.
And
they have to get it
dead body, yeah.
Right.
That's amazing. All right, well, have a fantastic week, won't you?
I will.
Yeah,
You too.
and we'll talk soon. Bye now.
Bye.
Bye.
She says,
Very good. Bye.
all right.
All needs therapy.
I just never, I've never asked this question. What are the parties represented by Mount Rushmore? I know
that's interesting.
Roosevelt and Lincoln were both Republican. Was Jefferson a Democrat? I don't remember. Or was he one of the early ones that are no longer there, like the what was the name of that
I
party?
think Thomas Jefferson was a Democrat, but I'm trying to find.
Was George Washington just a dude? Like, what was his deal? Founding father, we know that. French commanding general.
Was Washington really a Whig? Okay.
Oh, he was a Whig party?
Yeah, but they're all spelling it W-I-G. It's W-H.
Yeah.
Or I think maybe they were joking.
Oh, maybe they're making fun. I can't find his party. Hold on. I'm just curious about that.
Oh, it's funny. Okay, so Jefferson was a member of the Democratic Republican Party, which was founded by Thomas Jefferson and James Madison.
The Democratic
to oppose the
Republican?
centralizing policies of the New Federalist Party. Yes.
Wow, combo name. I like it.
Yes, but it was basically later called the Republican Party. So he was a Republican.
So we got 3 Republicans.
3 Republicans
and one Democrat.
Wigocrat.
One Wigocrat. All right, that's interesting. That thing's fascinating to me. When humanity dies and the aliens come, I wonder what they'll think of such a thing. They'll probably just
no kidding.
You know,
and will Crazy Horse be done by then?
Yeah, yeah, probably not is the answer. Yes. All right, that's it for the show. Thanks everybody for being here. You got a little shout out to somebody here.
A shout out.
Yeah.
Met up with a listener last night who came to Denver for an event that they're attending. Jason Hawthorne. We met him for barbecue here in Arvada. Had a great time hanging out with him, and he's so far batting average 100%. All the tadpoolers I've met in person are awesome. So keep being awesome.
Yeah, well done everybody. Can't wait for the first jerk to show up. They haven't done it yet, but I'm sure they're.
I can't wait.
Yeah. I did forget. Jamie sent a bonus mashup. Totally forgot about this.
Oh, cool.
So we're gonna play this since we're not gonna have a show tomorrow. This will make up for it. It's
nice.
a bonus mashup called "Ride Till I Got No Spoons." Don't know what that is, so we're gonna play it and find out.
I have a huge nose and I must distract from it.
Yeah.
Look at my penis.
Yeah. Dead Palmers.
Anal Jesus.
Yeah, very good.
Praise anal Jesus. He came from somewhere long ago. I live under a bridge and I can't get in.
Pierre Luigi Laura Piana. A hold on. Okay, it's out now.
Clear the. This is the clearing of the mouth.
Now we're clear. Now we can do it. Here we go.
That word has been forcibly expunged from my face.
They full on did a wiener. Sky Dong. They made a Sky Dong.
Sky Dong. So I can't wait for that James Bond movie.
Oh, I know, right? Oh, Sky Dong.
Sky Dong.
Get the Goldfinger lady. Sky Dong.
Shirley Bassey, right?
Yeah.
Just sing it. Yeah.
Like it's just a big old butt. There's your butthole right there.
Have you seen my goatee?
Right.
Look at it.
I'm gonna take my horse to the hotel room. Ride till I got no spoons. What? Oh, Old Town Road. Sorry. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not going to go out in the forest where you got all those poisonous jackrabbits.
Hey neighbor, can I borrow your power washer? Diddly-doo. You basically jam all 3 fingers as deep in the ball, as possible.
Yeah.
And that's your typical house ball.
You take a right on Derby Street and Bob's your uncle. You'll be right there.
Yeah, nice job, Drew.
You ain't keeping it in your lane.
Isa Amir Ishwatawawi.
Uh-huh.
That's probably right.
Did that nice Axl Rose fellow ever come out with Chinese democracy? Did that ever happen?
Did that happen?
Oh, I was so looking forward to that.
Was there ever a Duke Nukem Forever?
Where is kind of your unit?
Outside.
I know where your unit is.
It's
I don't want to talk about hard
handy
day on your
to
unit.
Jamie,
Yeah, exactly.
What is She-Hulk's real name?
Juniper Von Scrubby Nuts. I have no idea.
Yes, that's exactly right.
All right, so the spoon, this Until I Got No Spoons thing came from a Skim episode. So
From Old Town Road. Oh, okay. I was wondering where that was.
because Kim was back there laughing. That must have been it.
That's funny.
All right, now we're done. We really are done. If you like that, then you'll like Jamie. Jamie has his own Patreon, actually, over at patreon.com/TMS Mashups. Feel free to check out what he's doing over there. We are also at patreon.com/TMS, and we love your support. It means the everythings to us. In fact, there is no show without it, so huge thanks to everybody who contributes. Please continue to do so. We are also at frogpants.com/TMS, where you'll find all our stuff, email addresses, phone calls to call and leave voice messages, Twitter accounts, the Reddit page, all of it at frogpants.com/TMS. We are now done, and that means a song. Brian, what do you have?
I'm already laughing at the show title, so I can't wait to get to those. Hey, Esteban Alonso wrote in and said, "Hey, Brian and Scott, on June 6th, my wife, Sarah, and I will have been together for 10 years, and on June 14th, married for 5 years. Why am I requesting a song on the 13th? Maybe due to somebody's habit of not adding the song to the end of TMS PM. I don't know. If all goes according to schedule, we will be listening to this whilst driving to California for a much-needed Disney family vacation." Oh, make sure you get into line for the Star Wars thing now. She is my soul and inspiration, amazing mother to the 4 terrorists that we call children, ages 4, 14, 4, 2, and 6 months. The 3 youngest are all girls, terrorists, I say. And with a smile and a laugh makes this world a better place. This was the first song we danced to as a married man and woman, and she will be my dance partner, dancing to the rhythm of our hearts for as long as the song lasts. I love you, Pud, with everything that is me. Love the show, though. P.S. Scott, can I eat rice?
Oh, geez. Oh.
Wow, the greatest hits.
Rice.
Take it back into the back catalog.
Then you can eat rice! Well, there you go.
Dang.
Nice.
All right, so the song that Esteban requested is Crazy Girl by the Eli Young Band. All right, Esteban, come a little closer here. We're going to have a little chat, all right? Number one, country music, usually not featured here on TMS. That's usually not. Plus, I can't find any covers of that. But here's what I'm going to do for you, all right? All right, Esteban, because I like you. I like you, Esteban. I'm putting my arm around you virtually as you're doing this long drive to California. I'm going to play another cover by the Eli Young Band. Whoa. Yes, a country cover by the Eli Young Band is what I'm playing today for you. However, it may not fit with the sentimentality or the sentiments that you're trying to give to your lovely wife, Pud, who I'm hoping that's a nickname.
I do too.
Anyway. This is the Eli Young Band from a tribute album to Motley Crue that came out in 2014. This is a great album, by the way. It's called Nashville Outlaws, a tribute to Motley Crue. It's all country artists doing covers of Motley Crue. And so for that, I break my rule. This is a cover of Don't Go Away Mad, Just Go Away.
Nice. That's fantastic. I can't wait to hear this.
Happy anniversary, you crazy kids.
Yep. Have fun there, Pud. That's going to do it for us. Thank you all for being here. We'll be back Monday. No show tomorrow, no PM edition. Just a reminder, that's not happening. Brian's gone. Can't wait to hear the stories, though. So come back Monday for more. There will be a film sack this weekend. There will be Dungeons, The Instance, and more. So check that out on the calendar and on the schedule and wherever you get your podcasts. Frogpants.com. That's what I meant to say. That'll do it for us.
This close to a clean getaway.
Yeah, this close. This close. It's one of those days. Bye, everybody. This show is part of the Frog Pants Network.
Frog Pants Network.
Get more shows like this at frogpants.com.
Mom!
I think I played that earlier in the week. All right. That does it for the recording.